What is going on with you, YouTube? This is Regular Dave coming at you with another video. Yes, man, some Madden talk. You guys ain't heard it from me in a while, but it's never too early to start talking about Madden 14. And this is going to be a couple episodes long. This is the first one. Y'all can see the title of the video, man. I'm not pulling any punches with what I want to see and trying to get the most authentic football experience we could possibly get in a video game. The trenches are a mess in Madden. This video is going to show a couple scenarios on what I think is wrong with the trenches being bad. And really, I think that they're bad really because it's not a deal breaker for a lot of people. Even though it would help give us a way more authentic football simulation experience if the trenches were good. I know the trenches are not going to sell games, and offensive line and defensive line interactions are not going to help sell copies. Just like almost like, offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they don't really put people in the stands. The skill players do. But you can't win without having, a strong foundation. And the offensive line, defensive line interaction is a real strong foundation of a football video game. And Madden kind of fails to execute in a lot of ways. And primarily what I've noticed is I personally feel like the defensive linemen aren't really programmed to try to go to the quarterback. They're programmed to execute an animation that looks like, an animation that's supposed to play out like that's what they're trying to do, get to the quarterback. But as soon as something goes off course a little bit, the animation shows his face and it shows you that this guy is not programmed. His AI is not tuned really to try to get to the quarterback. And as you can see, number 68 is blocking one of the Raiders defensive tackles. All right, Zane Beadles, man. As you can see, the move that the Raiders defensive tackle makes shows you that his primary objective is to execute this animation. It's really not to get to Peyton Manning because, why is his hips square with the sidelines? Who's he going after? The offensive coordinator? For one, 68 really shouldn't have been able to block number 93 without holding him. And to me, look at the positioning. Look where he's at. Look where 93 is at. How is, number 21, Ronnie Hillman should have been the one that had to chip him. But as far as this goes, without holding him, how can he stop him from moving forward by being, on his side shoulder without holding him? Well, he can only stop him if he engages in this animation to lock up with them. And that's what I mean. And we've seen the problem is that we've seen a football game do it right. So I can't say, it's just a video game because we've seen examples of it being done right. And we all know that example is All Pro Football 2K8. Another example, man, this guy's goal is not to get to the quarterback. He is parallel or even past number 68. Zane Beadles must be superhuman. Because what he does is, now there's no way that Zane Beadles at that point should be able to block him. But he warps him back into him, and now they've engaged in an animation. Who is he trying to go after? What is his goal? What is 56's goal? It definitely ain't going after the quarterback. He turns back upfield. Who knows what? Now nobody knows where he's going. So we've seen All Pro Football 2K8. One thing is they have reaching. I've seen examples where a defensive lineman has an offensive line in front of him. The quarterback's close, and he reaches out and still goes for the sack. So they did the trenches right. Madden so far has failed to make these interactions look anything authentic to football. Another example, let's see what we got going on here, is this guy. He makes that move back upfield before Peyton Manning throws the ball. Unless he's psychic. Where is he trying to get to? Is he trying to blitz the offensive coordinator? Where's he going? How from the position Zane beat? Again, it keeps happening with number 68. I guess the better thing would be to check his overall. It must be high because from the position Beadles is in, how can he drive him back upfield? He can't. The thing is, it's impossible. I'll answer the question for you guys. It's impossible unless, the defensive player acts out an animation to make it seem like he's wrestling with 68. But his primary function is trying to get to Peyton Manning's neck. That's what he should be trying to do. Here we go again. What are we doing? What am I looking at? Let's see. All right. That's another thing. No tandem blocking. You acknowledge tandem blocking in running. But in pass plays, it doesn't exist. So a lot of times there's just an offensive lineman just wandering around, just out there, just waiting on somebody to get through. That's another area with Madden that I just really don't like, and it's all black and white, man. Either you're blocking or you're not. There's no pocket collapsing and getting pressure. It's always people just coming straight for you with the offensive line not hindering them at all. But this is another thing. At this position, man, why isn't he going after Peyton? Check this move out he does. Like, there's no defensive end that would have made that spin back the other way to get back upfield. It just doesn't make sense. And that's why I've come to the conclusion that these guys are not, and I don't speak video game programming talk. I don't understand it. I'm not going to even front like I do. I can't do what the developers do. But what I'm saying is, I know AI is advanced enough to program these guys to have their main function is to get to the quarterback. And this dude looked like if he wasn't getting sacked, he was going to hit that spin move back the other way as well. So, yeah, I think the next clip I got is probably the worst one, man. And this is just, sometimes the pocket just goes haywire, man. Look at my offensive line lined up in the I formation. Number 93, who is he going after? Who is he trying to sack? Is he trying to sack the wide receiver? Is he trying to get to the coordinator or the head coach or something? He's definitely not trying to get to Peyton Manning. This is something that has to be fixed in Madden 14 for the game to look as authentic as a lot of people want it to be. Because this right here just shows that this game is, in the trenches, it's a mess. It's just anything goes. It's a free-for-all. But there's no way that it should ever look like this. Now, I'm not going to be... All right, I forgot this play. There's just a whole bunch. Like, look at those two blockers. Just, I don't know. They sandwich this guy. I don't know what's going on. It's almost comedy. But I'm not expecting anything unrealistic, man. I'm not expecting these dudes to act like they each have individual brains and are real human beings. You know what I mean? I understand we're going to get some funny things because it's a video game. You know what I mean? I wholeheartedly understand that. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed Madden this year, Madden 13, is because I understand it's a video game. And you know what? They made some improvements. But as far as the line goes, I know the offensive line, defensive line interactions can be better than this. Because who is he blocking him from? Like, what? I think a lot has to do with player behavior and positioning. They, since you don't have tandem blocking, the offensive line positioning is never what it should be. Never what it should be. Now you got this dude wrestling with 50 to try to get, I don't know where he's trying to go. I honestly don't. It's definitely not the quarterback, but I don't want to repeat myself too much. All right, let's hit the bullet points. 1, program the defensive lineman to get to the quarterback. 2, I need pressure. I don't need just a guy either blocking or not blocking. So I want to see defensive linemen get into the quarterback with an offensive lineman in front of him, pressuring him, pushing him back, a bull rush, not just pancake block or a guy just swim move and got past. I want to see that, that defensive tackle, Vince Wilfork pressure. 3, I want to see defensive players be able to reach out and grab. Because if you got an offensive lineman in front of you and the quarterback is within arm's reach, the defensive player, whether it be a lineman, linebacker, whoever's coming, is going to reach out and try to grab that quarterback. We need that in the game. I'm going to leave it at that, man. This is the first episode. I'm going to come out with a couple more because, at heart, I'm a Madden critiquer. I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.